One of the, I guess, the most notorious shows in Australia, certainly in Big Day Out history, was of course the Sydney one where you guys walked off mid-stage, and I was at that show and I remember it very clearly. And I've always wondered what happened when you actually walked off stage. What was the mood in the dressing room?
I think some of us snapped at each other, you know. We didn't really understand what the problem was. And with all due respect to a band like Mudvayne, because they tour and they work hard just like any other band does, but you have to be super hyper aware of what that music attracts. So playing side by them and that audience coming over to when we're playing, it just became like bro central. And I started seeing people get hurt really bad. You know, and now I have fun and jump in the audience myself, and at that time I was very idealistic about trying to control that, which is really naive of me because that's like a huge audience to try to control. So I was getting really upset with the amount of bros that came into our part, which is just really naive and idealistic of me to think at the time, and I was just really upset by it, and I didn't know how to deal with that size crowd, you know. And I think some of the Big Day Out people were upset with us because we asked for the lights to be turned off, because we like to play just like it's bare bones, because that's how we grew up. And I think we got in an argument with them, and they thought that all the violence that erupted was because we didn't want lights. And then, you know, I was yelling at the audience, and then all these people had come to see us, of other bands that were watching on stage, like PJ Harvey people, Queens of Stone Age people. It was the first time we met Queens of Stone Age, and everyone just watching us, and then we kind of imploded. I think it was a good performance, and I think it was really beautiful shambles, you know, because I love watching stuff like that myself, of history of rock bands. Like, did you see when they played that one show? Oh, and you know, Moon does the dynamite and Pete Townshend's hair, you know, like I like moments like that, right? So that's what that really is. It's just a crazy, energetic moment that where they placed us on a double stage next to Mudvayne. So that crowd just sort of goes into our crowd and becomes like, and it's crazy. It's really crazy. And you know, I think I could have handled it better. But, and again, I'm 42 now, and I was 20-something then, so.
You know, and also, if some of you might remember, Limp Bizkit was headlining that year, and they played later that night, and that's when a 16-year-old passed away, because she got crushed. And for us, it was, I remember when we found that out, and we felt horrible. We didn't know Limp Bizkit, you know, we weren't fans or anything like that, different worlds, obviously. But we felt really bad for them, because I couldn't imagine being on stage and that happens when you're on stage. And I remember after that, Fred Durst actually did something amazing. He said, I'm never playing a festival again that doesn't divide up the crowd like they do in Japan. Japan's always done that. So people don't get, you know, crushed. And so that was the positive there, but you know, it was a dark time because, you know, a 16-year-old got crushed and died at a rock concert.